Now then, and welcome to Use and DIY, my name is Ben. In this video we're checking out another USB-C capture card from Ugreen. Okay, so we've done multiple videos now on the channel so far around the new Meta HDMI Link application basically. So it's a way of getting a HDMI output into the Meta Quest headset that's fully supported by Meta. So there's no side loading of applications. You can download the application from the App Lab, and obviously after a few versions, hopefully it'll be fully supported in the main Meta store. So I've done a few videos so far around capture cards, which ones to use, connecting them to PS5s, PS4s, and it's created a little bit of discussion in the comments. There's other people doing videos as well. There's one I wanted to call out specifically. It's called Volan's Reality. Done some great videos on some of these setups with the USB capture cards, gone through different options and come up with some of the best ones that are out there that you can buy. So there's one in that video and a couple other people have covered it. It's called the HDMI, I think that's how you say it, capture card, which delivers 60 frames per second at 1080p with power pass-through. So we've ordered one. Well, I've ordered one for the channel. We'll do a review when that one comes. But I'll put a link below and up here if I can to a video where he's covered that in his video, so you can head over and check that one out. It does look a really, really good capture card, maybe ticking more and more boxes that are needed for a capture card with different devices, but most importantly with that power pass-through. But some of the specs on that capture card look really, really good. So as I mentioned, I'll link to that video below in the description, so you can go check that one out. So what I've been doing though, I've been doing a little bit more research, or looking on Amazon basically and other websites. As I mentioned, I have bought the HDMI capture card. That's coming from AliExpress, so that'll be with us in a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, at which point I'll do a bit of a review on that one. But what I've got in the meantime is this one from Ugreen. So this is a USB-C capture card from Ugreen. Now the difference with this between the other Ugreen ones I've used so far is it's the same small format as the other ones, maybe a little bit chunkier. This is USB-C to USB-C. So there's no HDMI cable on this one. It's literally hit USB-C from your device straight into the capture card. So there's no HDMI cable into the capture card, then into the Meta Quest headset. So that USB-C could be from Samsung Dex, from a Samsung phone, for example. It could be from a Nintendo Switch, hopefully, as well, which is what we're going to test mainly on this video. We'll test a Nintendo Switch. But you could also do it from a Windows PC. But I think this will be ideal for the Nintendo Switch because this has got power pass-through. But hopefully I'm thinking it will power the actual Nintendo Switch. So not necessarily the Meta Quest headset. So the power into the actual Nintendo Switch is what it needs to be able to output to basically HDMI. Obviously this is a little bit different. So we're going to go through the setup in this video. So what I've got the actual USB-C capture card there. I've got the Nintendo Switch, not docked. I'm going to try and do it with this directly. And then I've also got my trusted power pack. So I think this is 140 watt capable. It is 20,000 milliamp, 140 watt from this. Really, really good. You can charge laptops and power laptops with this. So really powerful. So we'll use that into the capture card and then we'll get that connected into the Nintendo Switch. What I've also got as well to test with is another Ugreen cable. I aren't sponsored by Ugreen, by the way. But if Ugreen are watching and they want to do, just, let me know. But anyway, this is a USB-C extension cable. So it's USB 3. And it's a USB-C female to male. So the idea is rather than having the capture card kind of dangling from the headset, you can use this extension cable. So you can maybe have the capture card tucked on the desk or in your pocket, or just, so you've not got that weight pulling down too much on the headset. So we'll jump down to the desk. I'll kind of show you what setup I'm going to do, and then we'll give it a test and see if it works from the Switch. I'll also try it from my phone for Samsung Dex, and I'll try it also from my PC, from my laptop. Okay, we've got the USB accessories down here on the desk now, you can see hopefully. So we've got the two Ugreen kind of accessories here now. So this is the USB-C capture card. This is slightly different to ones we've done before. It's literally USB-C to USB-C. So you've got USB-C that will go into your Samsung phone, iPad, PC, Nintendo Switch hopefully. That's what we're going to test it on. And then the other end is USB-C again, and that will go into your headset. And you'll be able to hopefully use the HDMI Link application and send it through there. The other accessory we've got is this, which is a USB-C extension cable. So it's a USB-C female, so that can plug into there. And then you've got the male end on there, which will then go into the headset up here. So that it takes the weight away from this setup. You've not got the capture card kind of hanging on your head which will obviously for longevity of the port isn't great. So that's the plan in terms of the cable. Trying to reduce as much as possible in terms of different cables you've got. So theoretically, this is now a one cable system with the capture card built in. You don't have to use the extension cable, but this could be a great alternative, and it just kind of streamlines everything. So that's that. And then the difference with this Ugreen one compared to the other Ugreen ones, obviously we've done obviously there are other power pass-through ones, but this is a PD 100 watt capable USB-C port there. So basically what we can do, we can plug power into this, and fingers crossed it will power the Nintendo Switch, which is what you need to be able to output from the Switch, obviously into a capture device basically. So Nintendo Switch first, we'll try it on the Samsung phone as well. I'll try it on my PC on the laptop over here. But just to show you as well, I've got this power pack. So this is a 140 watt capable power pack, 20,000 milliamp. So this can charge laptops over USB-C, really capable power pack. So that's one we'll be using to plug into the actual, we'll plug that into the capture card, which will hopefully, as I mentioned, give power to the Nintendo Switch. Let me get things tidied up a little bit on the desk down here. We'll get things cabled up and we'll get the MetaQuest 3 ready to roll. Okay, so recording. So I've plugged the power pack into the actual capture card. The capture card is then connected to the source device, which in this instance is the Nintendo Switch. It flashed up, it was charging for a minute, and I think it's gone into output mode. So I think it's already outputted into the capture card. So in theory now we'll jump inside the headset, and then hopefully we'll just be able to go to the HDMI Link application, plug in this cable, and fingers crossed it should just work. Okay, so we're inside the headset. I am now recording. So let me just get rid of a couple of these windows at the moment. Let me just flick this one over here. So I've got the HDMI Link application there ready to go. So down on the desk, as I mentioned just now, we've got the power pack connected into the capture card, which I think is charging the Switch, and it's put it into kind of HDMI output mode now. So fingers crossed, I'm going to do this real time. I've not tried it, so it will probably ask for permissions anyway. So let's plug it into the side of the headset. I'm not using the extension at the moment. That's just there, so we'll just try it. Here we go. So it's asking for permissions. Okay, we're getting a full screen Ugreen to start with. I'm getting 61 frames, 60 frames per second. Not getting a signal at the moment, so let me just unplug this switch. So you can see hopefully down there, there's the switch. I'm going to take these controls out. I'm just going to get the controls ready. So now we're ready to plug in again. So let me just try this again, see what happens in kind of real time. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Okay, so it is working. So if I go back, you can see Zelda. Let me click into a continue again. I'm also getting audio pass-through as well for this card. I can hear audio in the headset, which is great. So that's just loading the game at the moment. So let me just make sure we're getting the frames per second through as well. So we're getting 60 frames per second, 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's nice and steady. You can see the Ugreen 25772, the model there. You can also see the PCM16 2 channel, which is the audio. That's the audio confirmation that's coming through. So let me just make sure, yeah, so it's solid. Latency is great, no problems there whatsoever. Nice and solid frame rate down there, that's sticking it out, no problems whatsoever. So let me just check. Let me go to the home screen, and you can see hopefully just the top right hand corner, it is charging the device as well. So that's charging the Nintendo Switch as the source device. So obviously it's not dual charging, that would be amazing. So if you have the power input there, it charged the headset and the Nintendo Switch. But I think for the Nintendo Switch, this is absolutely spot on. So this is an all-in-one dongle to use on the go with the Nintendo Switch, which you can also obviously power the Switch at the same time. So that's really, really good. Let me go back into the actual game. Absolutely fine, getting audio pass-through, it's really, really clear. I don't know if the recording will pick up the audio, but I'm definitely getting audio pass-through. We'll know after if it's coming through on the actual recording. But that's super. That's solid frame rate. Latency is really good, no flickering. And obviously this could be on the go. You've got your battery pack attached. Could be sat anywhere doing this with your Nintendo Switch. Literally anywhere doing this. Okay, so we'll pause there and we'll go through a couple of different options. Okay, so we're still inside the headset. I've still got the Switch connected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump from the Nintendo Switch straight into the Samsung Dex setup. So I'm going to literally unplug from the Switch, which should drop it. It'll still keep the capture card connected, but just simply no signal. I'm then going to plug it straight into my phone. It's charging the phone. Hopefully you saw that start charging. So we're still getting the charge coming through to the phone. Let's see if Samsung Dex kicks in, which it has. So there we go. So that's Samsung Dex working on the go. We're charging the mobile phone now. So I'm charging my phone. Again, it doesn't charge the headset. It's just charging the phone. So if I just knock this off, you'll see down here, I've got the charging icon next to my battery percentage, just to show that it is actually charging. So I'm going to go to control my control Dex, just to show you working to some degree. Going to Google. Again, just show your web browser basically. Obviously Oasis, the reunion there. If I go into Google folder, just open YouTube. Open YouTube. So I've got full Dex experience. So again, this could be on the go with Samsung Dex. This is not just to this capture card, but you've got a full system on the go here. Charging your phone, not the headset, but charging the phone. You can have a keyboard, mouse attached to your phone as well to use it that way. But yeah, it's working absolutely spot on. No problems there with Samsung Dex. So we'll move over just the last one. I've got a PC down here, my laptop. We'll just really quickly see if that works. Okay, so last test now. We're still recording the headset hopefully. Yes, we are. So last test, I've got a Windows PC down here. So you can see I've just got YouTube open in a web browser. So let me just position this here so you can still see it. So I've got, still same, I've got the battery connected into the capture card, which is starting to get warm now actually. I've got the cable here, so this should support, this battery pack should support actually charging this laptop. And this should support 100 watt pass-through. So in theory I should be able to charge the laptop through this. So let's see what happens. So I'm literally going to plug it into the side. Let's see what happens. Let's give it a minute. It's going to do something. Okay, here we go. So yes, so you can see hopefully. So it's just on screen mirroring now. Let me check the actual 62 frames per second. Got audio pass-through as well. I will check that in a moment. So that's 1080p, 60 frames per second working there. So if I just open a Houston DIY video, so we'll go to our deep dive video here. Let me just turn the volume up. Okay, I'm not actually getting any volume, any audio whatsoever. So the audio is set to come through. I'm not getting any pass-through audio. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But ultimately, we are getting video pass-through. The resolution does look a bit squashed down actually. Let me see if I just adjust that, does it do anything? It does look a bit squashed from top to bottom. But that could just be a resolution setting. It probably is actually. I could probably adjust that if needed. So in fact, let's do that now. So if I go into my settings on here, so at the moment, obviously, I'm just doing a duplicate display. Let's do an extended display. Let's see if that works. It does indeed. So it is using the Ugreen capture card as a second monitor now. Okay, so now I've got a second screen there. I've got the first one down here, and I'm still getting the 60 frames per second on the second screen, but that is working absolutely fine. So if I just flick this over now onto here, frames per second wise is absolutely bang on. It's spot on there. There's no delay there, no problems whatsoever. So that's PC connected, and as I mentioned, let me just get rid of that. We'll come down to this screen, and hopefully you can see that we are also charging. So it's charging through this capture card into the laptop. So that's absolutely brilliant. So that's a Nintendo Switch, Samsung Dex on a Samsung phone, and now PC, all ticked off and definitely working. Okay, so all done there inside the headset. That's all tested now. As I mentioned, we've tested the Nintendo Switch, We tested it on the Samsung phone using Dex, and we now tested it on the PC as well, all working absolutely fine. So just to confirm a couple of things, this is a Ugreen, different model of a Ugreen capture card. The difference here compared to the other ones, obviously it's really small, really smart. Compared to the other ones is you've got PD pass-through power. Now, this is pass-through power to the source device rather than the actual destination device, let's call it. So this won't power the MetaQuest 3, but this will power the actual source device you're getting the output from. So in this instance, the Nintendo Switch, and that on its own is perfect. So this is perfect for the Nintendo Switch in terms of that single cable, obviously with power needed. So it's just another it's another option. So everyone out there obviously needs this for, or wants this for different purposes. People want it for the Nintendo Switch, for the PS5, the PS4, PC, the Samsung phone, the iPad. Obviously the list, you know, the flexibility here is brilliant. And what all these devices do, all these different capture cards, is basically give different types of people and different types of requirements, just different options. So again, price-wise, at the moment, this is £25. Just looking now, it's £25.49. So very similar to the other capture cards, cheaper than the one we just did, and also a very similar price to the Hagibis one. The Hagibis one at the moment you can't get on Amazon, you've got to order it via AliExpress. And the Hagibis one is slightly different use case. With the Hagibis one, you're doing power pass-through, but it's actually charging the MetaQuest 3. And on some circumstances, that's what you need. You need to keep the MetaQuest 3 charged. But for other purposes, for the Nintendo Switch, for example, you need some form of some power into it to actually use it as an output. So that sometimes needs a hub or a different type of hub or USB-C connection for the Nintendo Switch. So I think the best use case for this particular USB capture card is for the Nintendo Switch. I would say, out of the ones I've tried, there might be more out there. Please let me know in the comment section if there is. This could be the perfect one for the Nintendo Switch because you've got a single, it's now almost a single cable. It's USB-C. There's no messing around with HDMI plugging in there. You've got one cable and you just need some kind of power into this, and that's it. So for Nintendo Switch, I think it's the perfect setup, to be fair. But again, let me know in the comment section if you know a better setup than this. For other purposes, so if you're sending something from the PC to your MetaQuest 3 or your phone and you don't need to charge the source device, maybe you've got a full battery, then obviously a different setup. The Hagibis one probably would be a better setup. But all these different capture cards, depending on your need, have got their place, I think. Okay, we're all done now with this video with the Ugreen USB-C capture card. So this is the model 25772, as I mentioned. USB-C to USB-C, no HDMI cable in the way, no HDMI port. Power pass-through to the source device. So I'm going to go with this as the perfect setup for the Nintendo Switch, basically, which is exactly what I think it is. So hopefully you've liked the video, it's been informative. I'm trying to do these videos to give people choice or to give information about capture cards you might have seen. So you don't have to go out and buy the capture card without knowing what it can do. So that's the idea of these videos, just to show people out there looking at this setup with the HDMI Link application, maybe for the first time, what capture cards are out there, what they can do, what they can't do, and the best one for you. Because at the end of the day, your requirement might just be to output Nintendo Switch into your MetaQuest 3, and that's it. So I think if it is, this is the USB-C capture card to go for, that I'm aware of. Which comes to, if you've got any questions about this setup, about anything I've covered in the video, please do drop it into the comment section. I will reply to all questions and comments. If you've got a better suggestion for a different capture card that you've tested, please let me know again in the comment section. I'm always up for discussion down there in the comment section around what's the best setup for people, giving the right information to the right people, all that good stuff. So yeah, any questions, comments, suggestions, ideas, please do drop it in that comment section. I will reply to everything that's put in there. If you want to follow the Houston DIY channel for more MetaQuest videos, more product reviews, tech reviews, DIY projects, tons more going on the channel, please hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next video.